Okay, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be going over some of the fan-made partners and zanpoktus from the GoGames forum. These characters were created by Taiga or Rayden and some other members of the GoGames forum community. I did a lot of characters as well, so we'll be going over a few of those. And then I'll probably link it in the description box, so check out that if you want to check out the rest of the characters I didn't go through. We have a lot of pages, as you can see. It's 28 pages. There's about maybe 40 to 50 partners, so let's get into it. So Rayden started this post a few months ago, just a thread where we can post our own creations. So he started off with Ichibei, and this isn't the normal Ichibei, this is Shikai Ichibei. I think that's like a fan-made thing. I don't think that's a legit form of Ichibei from the manga, but yeah, it looks kind of cool. So we got a Vanguard Ichibei, okay, strength, agility, wisdom. That's a lot of HP. I think that might be the highest HP we've seen so far in the game. Okay, his talent is decreased stamina, HP, and defense by 25%. It has 15% damage rate. The skill is attack all enemies, 220, and cast restoration on himself, which is like HP regeneration, 25% for 2 rounds. Increases own crit and damage rate, or crit rate and crit damage by 100% for 2 rounds, and recover 50 fury. So a decent little Vanguard. Crit damage on the Vanguard, that's new. Crit rate and crit damage. And then these are his mods. So we get increased strength, his block increases. I can't talk. Increases with each 10% HP loss. Okay, it's kind of like Mayuri's. Has another block mod. He has a 55% chance to restore his own HP when he's getting hit. It's kind of like TSI. He's immune to laceration and mutilate, so you can't stop this guy from healing. It increases own attack and defense for 7% for each Shinigami on the field. So you can probably get up to 9 times 7, 64% attack and defense, which isn't too bad. And when he's killed, he actually resurrects. So these are not concrete partners that will be added. It's just like some, you know, fun stuff we made up. Has some bonds with the Zero division. Okay, so he'll be blocking a lot, he'll be healing a lot, and he will have nice attack and defense. So that's not a bad Vanguard. They can actually put in some work. The next one is the zombie boy. That's actually a boy. The Quincy zombie boy. So let's get on with him. He's a support. That would be like the fastest support if you had him in the game now. So his talent is HP again, and agility 35, and speed. So 2 I guess speed elements in this talent. So 35 agility, and then a separate 15% speed. So it's pretty fast. Attack all enemies 100%, 140% damage rate. Decreased enemies avoid injury rate, and cast zombification. This is a new CC that Rayden created, and it will make it so your allies cannot die. It will keep 1 HP. So that's something. If they could code that into the game, that'd be kind of neat. So everyone gets that. All the allies get that except for the caster. So the caster can still die. And increase the damage rate of your team by 35. So that's nice to have. Like even for events, you know, if your team well, that work on Evil Spirit, that'd be kind of crazy if it could. Like in Void and Evil Spirit, you can still survive and you get an attack boost. That's pretty cool. So he has more speed, immune to silence and chaos. Okay, it's kind of standard. And he has, when he's attacked, he has a chance to cast Void on an enemy. Now, that's pretty good because most partners, I don't think, maybe no partners are immune to Void. Maybe like one of the Eisens, but I think a lot of characters don't have a Void immunity. Immune Fury reduction, so that's good. Deduction. And he casts zombification on 2 allies when he dies. He has another speed halo, so this is insane speed. Wow, that'll be super fast. And then each time someone dies, he can recover 25 HP and 20 fury. It's a very good partner. I thought it was pretty the concepts stick to the partner. You know, it follows the manga, and get that new zombification, which is pretty cool. So I think it's a pretty good partner to have. This was before Uryu was released, I think. So I'm gonna go over that. I want to go over partners that we already have in the game. Oh, there's a new zanpoktu possibility. Hollow Tensu Zangetsu. Looks pretty cool. So we have those rates, 140% Reishi bonus. I think that's the highest we have in the game right now. 80 HP, that might be one of the highest stats as well. The recovery rate, we might have that already, but that's still pretty good. 20% attack, 20% speed for the assaulters, and 38 damage rate for the assaulters. And then 41% speed bonus for the support, and 28 damage for the support. This fortifies our speed, attack, and HP. Okay, and the skill is growth rate 24% of the team's total, and he casts Void on enemy assaulters. Increase our allies' defense by 150 for 2 rounds, and increase the Vanguard's block rate by 35%. So it's kind of a defensive Zan more than anything. 150% defense, and then you give the Vanguard more block. So that'll be a pretty cool Zan to have. I think they actually will make something like this, because this hasn't been. This is very nice. I would love to have this zanpoktu in the game, so they can actually boost our defense and then make the Vanguard better. I like to have that. Pretty cool. Captain Rukia. I thought this partner was too broken when I first looked at it. Let's take a second look at it again. Support. Strength is pretty standard for a support these days. Agility, that was super fast. Okay. Wisdom, it's kind of standard with today's partners, today's latest supports. And HP is pretty standard these days as well. So we got 20% HP. You notice a lot of these partners will have HP talent. Trying to make the partners tankier, I guess. 40% agility, still standard stuff. But now these partners, you see they have agility and a speed talent, so that makes them even faster than normal. The ability is to attack all enemies, growth rate 100%, freeze all enemies for 1 round, increase the damage they take by 60%, and it decreases their speed as well. So, and you recover fury by 50, which when crits, that's actually 75. So that's a pretty low damage skill, which I like, because supports don't need to be doing crazy damage. Like all the supports don't need like 300, or they don't need even over 200 in my honest opinion. Most supports don't need 200% growth rates. I think between 100 and probably 180 is what supports should have for attack, because they're not meant for attack, they're meant for like CC, and supporting your team, making them stronger, making them live longer, stuff like that. So I think it's a pretty good skill. Freezes them for 1 turn. I think that's a higher damage rate than either of the Toshiros give, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So the mods are even more speed, 12% speed again, immune to silence and chaos, pretty good stuff, and decrease all enemy speed by 12. Wow, so no one's gonna outspeed this partner anytime soon. And then we have the one being attacked mod. Has a 40% chance to add shields to all the allies, 50% growth rate. It is a support shield, but a shield is still a shield. It'll come in handy for something, especially versus CC heavy teams. Okay, and then we have one below 30% cast ice block, which is a new thing on herself. She removes all debuffs and immune to all damage. She becomes immune to all damage, and she recovers 50 HP by the next round. That could be a pretty broken thing right there. And below 30%, yeah, she goes basically invul, I guess, because she can't take any damage for 1 turn, and then she heals 50%. She can kind of loop that into infinity possibly, but her skill isn't that strong, so she won't be doing that much damage by herself anyway. So I guess it kind of balances out. And then when she's killed, she freezes the enemies for 2 rounds, and they receive even more damage, 80% instead of 60%. This is the death mod though. So I think she's a pretty good character. I think she was too fast though, with all these, agility and speed talent, and then another speed mod. And then she has a speed bond. And then she has a speed reduction. I thought she was too fast. Like, these partners are getting kind of crazy now. But other than that, her speed, I think she's a pretty good, cool partner. Pretty balanced. We have BG9, who's one of the Quincy's. He's the robot Quincy. Let's take a look at his stats. Assaulter, 9600. This is the highest. This is higher than Stern, HIV, and Muken. But the growth rate, I don't think it's higher. I think the highest growth rate we have is probably 9 at the moment. But the base stat is higher, so they'll probably have more attack than HBI and Stern and all that. Speed equal to Bankai, or not Bankai, Shunko Soifon for an assaulter. They have the same speed, but this partner might have a higher growth rate. Wisdom's kind of standard for assaulters these days. HP is kind of standard for all the partners at this moment. So it has a strength talent, 25% agility. This might be one of the highest agilities for an assaulter, but then again, this is probably gonna be an orange partner. And he's born with 20% damage rate. Okay, so two offensive talents. It's pretty cool. Attack the enemy and support. Growth rate is 250%, and it casts void on the enemy assaulters. Now, notice that a lot of the partners Rayden created have this void aspect on the assaulters, which I think is probably because Muken's so relevant now, and it has been for a while. So this might be a way to shut Muken down by adding a whole bunch of partners that have this void CC, and I'll put that on some of my partners as well. I'll probably get around that sometime. I don't know how long this video will be. Okay, let's move on. It increases all your allies avoid injury rate, and it increases all enemies avoid injury rate, and it recovers 20% based off its own attack, which is pretty high. So it's probably going to be one of the stronger heals, like compared to HBI. It'll probably be the same heal, or just as strong. But yeah, he like nerfs the enemy team's defenses. That's pretty good. And he raises his own. He does like a nice amount of damage. Okay, so he's immune to silence and fury deduction, so you can't stop him from skilling anytime soon. If only if you restrict them. 25%, so now that's 50%, or over 50% speed, so he'll probably be the fastest assaulter. Increased physical attack by 50%. I'll skip the one. He's immune to mutilate and laceration, so you can't stop him from healing. And the only damage he's going to take is from attacks and probably poison to actually hurt him. Okay, that's one of the highest attack mods I've ever seen. I don't think even Stern has. I think Stern and HBI have 40. Maybe Muken has like either 100% or 50%. I don't remember. I don't look at him too much. Okay, and then every time an ally dies, he heals for 30% of his max HP, and he increases his attack by 30%, and it stacks. So if his team is dead, he's going to be like one-shotting teams. Like if 2 allies die, that's a 60% attack increase on top of this 50% and this 25%. With that base, he's going to be like one-shotting teams. It's like more damage than HBI, Muken, and, well, probably not Muken, but if your team dies, turn 1 and he's alive, that can be some pretty insane damage. He can easily turn the tables, and he's fast too. He'll probably like move after, like, the enemy support will attack, and then he'll probably be the next one after your support. It's probably be the third guy attacking, so it's pretty cool. A fast assaulter, it's always nice. Okay, Bankai Kenpachi we already have. And then he made an Ichigo as well. This is Shin Bankai Ichigo, which is Ichigo's supposed last form, I guess. This is after, TSI. He gets 2 blades and a horn. I think it looks kind of silly, but some people like it. I think he looks ridiculous with that one horn. And he's like, his hair's fuzzy. I don't know. Some people like it though. Okay, strength. One of the highest compared to endgame. That might be the highest actually, and that growth rate might be the highest as well. Agility is pretty standard for a Vanguard. Wisdom's pretty standard for a Vanguard as well. Actually, this is one of the better wisdoms for a Vanguard. Some of these Vanguards have very questionable wisdom. I'm not going to say any names, but I'll probably put up some pictures to show which ones. Okay, one of the highest HP. I don't think anyone has an 11 growth rate. The highest HP growth rate is probably 9. And then this base is probably the highest as well. So he gets strength and defense, 20%, HP, 30%. I think these are kind of low for Vanguard, but that's just me. Attack the enemy assaulter in support, 220. It is decent damage for a Vanguard, not too crazy, not too bad. Cast Void on assaulters again. See that Void again, you know, going against the Mookins. I'm all for that. He restores 25% HP and restores his allies HP by 25 points, which with crit that would be like 32 or whatnot. So it's decent skill. Okay, he's immune to silence and fury reduction, so you can't stop him from skilling unless he gets restricted. When being attacked, 50% to clear all negative effects from one ally, only from one ally. So I guess that's decent. But if he gets like frozen or something, and he's not immune to freeze, well, I guess it wouldn't be too bad because he can still, you know, clear somebody else's freeze and mutilate. So that's a pretty good effect. Actually, this comes in handy a lot since he'll be a Vanguard. He'll be getting hit, you know, up to 4 times per turn. So he's gonna clear like maybe 2 people per turn. Very good. That's a very nice defensive Vanguard mod. Immune to laceration, so he can't stop him from healing. When he's fighting Mookin, decreases attack and damage by 30% each round. I guess that's Mookin's attack and defense because that's the only thing that would make sense. Which is, it's pretty decent. It's 30%. Mookin gets like 100%. Does he get a 100% increase each round? Yeah. I guess this could help slow him down though. Immune to mutilate, which is nice. A bonus 30% defense and extra avoid injury rate. Always good for any partner actually, but that's nice to have. And increases all his enemies' attack and aid rate by 25%. Okay. Sometimes aid rate can backfire and that can hurt more than it can help, but still pretty good. And then when attacked, reflect 100% damage taken to the attacker. So if Mookin is like stacked and he leaves this Ichigo even half HP, like that, the Mookin will probably kill itself just from the reflect. Yeah. So maybe this character's looking pretty good. I don't think it's too broken or anything. I think it's just like a nice partner to have, and that's something I would be looking forward to myself in the future. So now I'm going to switch over to some of my character creations that I made, and then I'll put the link in the description so you guys can take a look and tell me what you think about this one.